Hello, YouTube. It's Saradivinelyyou. Welcome to 2023. I feel like saying welcome to level 3 of the 2020s. So I've been a little MIA lately on most platforms, mostly because I was kind of just redirecting myself, kind of rejuvenating a little bit. I don't know about you, but December felt like a very intense month. We had an intense Sagittarius season, which I felt like revealed and had a lot of breakdowns and breakthroughs for many people, that I communicate with anyway. And so if you felt that, I feel you, I hear you, and all of the things. And it just felt like a lot of things came to the surface in December, as we moved from Sagittarius into Capricorn season. And then we, of course, now are entering into 2023 with coming off of a Venus conjunct Pluto. So, New Year's Eve might have felt pretty intense with relationships, maybe with money matters, and things like that. Venus being about money and relationships and self-worth and all of those things, and Pluto being about death and destruction, transformation, and those sorts of things. So there was definitely a lot of energy in December. And as we move into January, this first week, and I'm doing this message from the January 1st through about just January 6th, 7th, somewhere in there. We'll see how this goes. And as we come into this year, we have Mercury, Mars, and Uranus still in retrograde. So notably, most significantly, we have Mars and Mercury. Why are these significant? Because Mars is the planet of sort of thinking and head and those sorts of things, and Mercury is mind, mental. It's a trickster energy, and because we have Mars retrograde in Gemini, which is Mercury's home, we might be still feeling a lot of that mental sluggishness, sort of mental fatigue. We also still have Neptune in Pisces, which is mentally fatiguing. So we've got a lot of just mental energy still going on. And the beauty of this is that if you've kind of paid attention to your body and really tuned into your system, you've kind of slowed down. And kind of really reflecting on you, yourself, where you're going, your mission, what's aligning, what's synchronizing for you, those sorts of things. So you may be still feeling that pull to slow down, to reconnect, rejuvenate, kind of like I've been doing the last few weeks. And Uranus in Taurus retrograde, we've definitely been probably noticing some weird earth things, weird earth upheavals. I know there's been a lot of earthquakes globally. There's been a lot of weird storms globally. I don't know if y'all got hit by that polar whatever it was for Christmas. That was fun. At least we had a white Christmas, but crap was it cold. But the good news is that January 12th, Mars comes out of retrograde. January 18th, Mercury comes out of retrograde. And January 22nd, Uranus comes out of retrograde. So by the end of January, we will notice a little more sort of forward momentum, forward, energy, that sort of thing. So if you're still feeling this first part of January, if it doesn't feel like a celebration, if it doesn't feel like it's aligned to start those New Year's resolutions, this is where I go more with flow and less with calendar time, right? I don't usually go with calendar. I go more with flow. And so as we move into the latter part of January, it may be a little bit easier then to be in flow and in creativity and actually creating and building and things like that. But this first part is still going to feel a lot sluggish because we're still processing a lot of lessons with Saturn almost done in Aquarius and Pluto almost done in Capricorn. We will see these first couple of months be a little bit different, and March is going to be big. I'll talk more about that as March approaches, but I really want to focus on this January time. I also see that we have, what is it? I believe it is, oops, wrong side of my card. We will have a trine between the Sun, Uranus, and Mercury. So again, there may be some mixed messaging. Mercury is about communication, Uranus is about disruption, and the Sun kind of shining a light on that. So there may be some communication, miscommunications, technology issues, things like that. Uranus is about technology and communication, and because it's in an earth sign, and they're both in earth signs, so that's why it's a trine. But these are easy because trines are usually pretty go with the flow. They're pretty easy transits typically to work with. And then the end of this week on the 6th, we will have a full moon in Cancer. The build up to this full moon is going to be intense. Cancer is a water sign. It is a cardinal water sign, meaning it's an initiation. Cancer is the moon's home. It's the nurturing, it's the mother, but it's also emotional management or emotional intelligence. So there may be a lot of emotional lessons come up. It's going to be square Chiron. I had to think about that for a second. It's going to be square Chiron. Chiron's a wounded healer. So I feel like it's going to be a very emotional first week of 2023. Because of this buildup and the aspects that are going to be occurring concurrently with this full moon in Cancer. It's going to be in a loose trine to the south node. It's a wide trine, so it's not exact. It's pretty wide, but it is close to trining the south node being in Scorpio, which is a transformative fixed water sign. So again, more emotional lessons may come up, more emotional transformation may come up. And then it's going to be oppose Mercury, because Mercury will be conjunct the Sun at that point in retrograde. So again, communication, mental, and things like that. So if you are feeling mentally fatigued, if you're feeling a lot of emotion, if you are feeling, somebody referred to it as PTSD. We've all been through a lot of trauma these last couple of years. It's been a very tough ride. So first of all, congratulations, you've made it to 2023. Secondly, it's okay if you're still feeling stuck, if you're still feeling like it's things are never going to move forward. You're okay. It's all good, because we're all feeling that kind of energy, like, is this ever gonna end? It's gonna end. It's not gonna end, because time never stops, but it's going to move forward. It's going to shift. It's going to change. Give it a little more time. A lot of this is really to allow us to dig into our body, dig into our heart space, really connect with our soul, our being, and really get to know who that is, really get to know who we are. So 2023 is going to be a lot about self-expansion. It's going to be a lot about really reconnecting with yourself and your physical body on this physical earth. And so we're going to see a lot of things that like pull us away from technology, pull us away from, pull us into a kind of a reminder that we are here on this earth, and that this earth and our natural state of being is all that we need. So that's what I feel coming into this month. I do want to pull a couple of oracle cards, and while I'm shuffling here for a second, I'll tell you that if you're seeing this on January 1, I am doing 365 days of lives on Instagram. Now, I know a lot of you don't do Instagram on here. However, if you are not doing Instagram for kind of accessibility reasons, go activate your Instagram account, subscribe to only me, because then you only have to deal with my thread, which I don't post a lot. But then you can see my daily lives. I consider doing it on Facebook, but I don't really like Facebook. It's clunky to me. I also thought about doing it on TikTok, as I noticed there is a sizable blind population doing TikTok. I actually really like that there's that many blind people doing TikTok, and just talking about what it's like to be blind, or legally blind, or visually impaired, or whatever. I think that's amazing, because I think there's a lot of things about blindness that most of the world don't really know about, and maybe don't care to know about, but it's important because we are indeed a part of this world. So let's see what we got from the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle. I do have a new setup going on. I'm pretty stoked about. Still working out some of the kinks in the setup and the layout and all of that, my lighting. So we'll see how this goes. We got the Thorns card. So this one, the message on here says, weave together the crown you deserve. So this is this is what I mean about my lighting. This is the old saying, build your foundation out of the bricks that have been thrown at you, that kind of thing. This is weave the crown out of the thorns. This is take the thorns that, every rose has a thorn, right? And they hurt, but take those wounds, and build, create your crown, build your crown, make yourself the king or the queen of your life. That's what 2023 is really going to be about. And this is always a thing, right? I've been a life coach before, and that's always a thing where we always have the opportunity to build ourselves up from the wounding, the previous life, but I feel like 2023 is that year where it's like, cut the crap, cut the bullshit. We've got a lot of big movement this year in the outer planets, so we're going to see a lot of change in the collective. We're going to see a lot of change in the world we live in, but even the personal planets, which are Venus, Mars, Mercury, Saturn? No. I feel like I'm missing one. Venus, Mars, Mercury. Anyway, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I've been studying a little bit more, but I'm still obviously not perfect. And I'm good with that. I am where I am with things. We also got the spaceship. So don't be afraid to sing. Yeah, don't be afraid to share your voice, to, be who you are. Really, this is that year. Again, this year is about self-expansion. This is about really sharing your gifts and not being afraid of who is watching you or who's listening, because I guarantee you, whoever's listening is judging you. No matter what, they're judging you. So 2023 is a big year to just take your leaps, do what you got to do, disconnect from, if you're intimidated by someone or something, disconnect from that something, and move on your own way. I'm also going to pull one card from this is the Sacral Chakra Oracle deck. This is a healing, the sacral chakra is our creative energy. It's our sexual energy center in our body. So this provides a lot of healing wisdom, and whatnot. And I do feel like there is a lot of physical healing wisdom available this year. I feel like getting in touch with the natural body and knowing what our body naturally needs from the planet, from ourselves energetically, that kind of thing. When we got how funny, energy exchange. Yeah, so everything that we are a part of is an exchange of energy. Everything's energy. Whether it's connecting to this planet, connecting to other people, connecting to yourself, it's an energy exchange. So when you don't spend time outside, you don't get the energy from the earth, from the water, from the trees, from the greens, from if you are not connecting, how you are connecting with other people, how you're connecting with a library book. I get made fun of because I thank books for being of service to me. I do that because it's energy and I want to send it on with love because I enjoyed reading it. And it's important to me to send it to the next person with a lot of love so that they can enjoy the adventure of that book. So anyway, so think about how you are energetically exchanging with the world around you, whether it's the earth around you, the people in your environment, are you mean to your phone? Do you throw your phone across the room like it's a piece of crap, even though you spent like a ton of money on it, or somebody spent a ton of money on it? Do you appreciate the gift that it is? I know I do, because this is my magnifier. This helps me read the world. This helps me interact with when I go to the grocery store, or when I was just reading the cards with my magnifier on my phone. This is how I read astrology charts. I can do dark mode, all of the accessibility that's here. I have like a screen reader that helps me read. So yes, I'm grateful for my phone. I'm going to protect it And I'm going to be nice to it because it's energy. And if I treated it like crap, it would give me karma, right? And it would break. So really some things to kind of think about, ponder about, is everything is energy, and the exchange of energy, you know, having integrity with yourself, with others. You know, are you behaving towards others in a way that you would want to come back at you? Now, that doesn't mean don't ever be evil, because I think we'll all have an evil side, but there's a time and a place for everything, right? But being honest, you know, we've got a lot of this Gemini Mercury energy going on. It's all about communication. It's all about how you communicate with others. You know, are you constantly trying to make sure that other people aren't happy because you can't find your happiness? Are you constantly complaining? That sort of thing. So places to just make some observations with yourself as we start this year. And I guarantee you, the more you slow down and do some very deep inner work, come to some realizations, do some rejuvenating this month and into February, by the time we get to March, March is going to be shifting a lot. It's going to be a big month. You will launch. You will rocket launch yourself into whatever the next level up is in your life. So be you, be honest, be real. Do you want to, you know, come from love, come from kindness, come from compassion? You know, we're all going through an overwhelming a lot of difficulty right now. I really get that. But it's all about how we engage and interact and exchange energetically with the overwhelm. Take the breath, take the deep breaths, take the slow down time, and really be in tune with yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy 2023. Welcome to level 3 of the 2020s. And I will see you on the next recording.